Hey, NL 110. This is Ensign Alex Wong here with Captain Laney. I'm a class of 2020 graduate, selected submarines. I was an ocean engineering major, and I will be your host for the NL 110 curriculum podcast. Captain Laney, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Captain Kevin Mullaney. I'm a graduate of Notre Dame, not the Naval Academy, so don't hold that against me. I'm a submariner for 15 years, went through an XO tour, and then I became a permanent military professor for the Naval Academy. Got a PhD at the University of Illinois in organizational psychology. And so I've been at the Naval Academy for 7 years now, teaching the plebe and the second class leadership courses.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Can you tell me what this class is all about?
Yeah, so this is NL 110 preparing to lead. So what does it mean to prepare to lead? As leadership developers, we make a distinction between leader development and leadership development. So leadership development is the whole situation of leadership, everything that's going on. So thinking about kind of the whole organization. And so a leader is part of that situation of leadership. So in the second class leadership course, we're going to talk about the broad situation of leadership. But in NL 110, we're going to talk about the more focused leader development. So the leader is part of that total equation, but developing the leader as an individual is something a little bit more specific. So what we're really going to be focused on in this class is thinking about who do you need to be as a leader? How do you become the person that you need to be as a leader? And how do you interact with other people?
So, sir, is there a good working definition or explanation of what leadership is?
Yeah, I like to keep it simple. So I would probably say a good definition of leadership is simply getting things done with other people. So if I just do something myself, I might serve as an example to somebody else. But if I'm just doing things myself, I'm not really leading. It's when I have an influence on somebody else. So if I want to lead, I have to. It's not about what I do. It's about what I can get other people to do, right? So another way of saying that is it's a second order effect. It's not what you do, it's what other people do. And that creates a couple requirements. Number one, I can't just think about what I want to get done. I have to think about what I want to get done. And then I have to think about how do I get other people to do it. That's a two-step process that a lot of people sometimes miss out on because they have a clear idea of what they want to get done in their head, and they think if they just say it to other people that it's going to happen, and it's usually a lot more complicated than that.
So in order to get other people to do things, what do you have to do? How do you get other people to do the things that you want to be done?
Yeah, so I think there are a couple critical elements. I mean, so leadership is interesting because every situation that you're in is different. So you're never just good at being a leader. Every time that you go into a new situation, you have to figure out how to be a leader. But I think there are a couple basic elements. The first off, you have to have a clear idea of what it is that you want to get done, right? So you have to have a vision. That's another way of saying the same thing. And the vision doesn't just have to come from you. You can lead a process in which a group of people develop a vision. But one way or another, there has to be a vision of where we're going in the first place. And then there has to be an idea of how we're going to get there. So that's one of the things that leaders provide to people who might be following the leader is a clear understanding of what are the processes and methodologies and relationships that we're going to have to form in order to achieve the vision that we want. And the third thing I would say, and you'll hear this throughout the course, is that leadership is a relationship. So in order for leadership to work, you have to have some type of relationship with the followers. And what we're going to say in this class is there's lots of different relationships that you can have. You could have a relationship in which you're forcing people to do things, right? You can threaten to kill somebody if they don't do it, right? So that is having a relationship and having influence on another person. But what we're going to look at in this class are the far more positive ways to have an impact and form relationships with other people, to actually value the people that you're forming a relationship with, be committed to their growth, and to help them be excellent in the endeavors that you're pursuing.
So a lot of midshipmen talk about the importance of leading by example. That's like an important thing to do. how important is leading by example?
So it's interesting. I think it's simultaneously essential and one of the most important things. And it's also very, very important to recognize that it's not the only thing. Like we said, you have to think about how do you get other people to do things, right? So if you can't lead by example, if you can't actually do the things that you're telling other people to do, right? In essence, what you're communicating is that you don't have the ability to even lead yourself, right? So if you don't have the ability to lead yourself, you certainly don't deserve to lead other people. So leading by example is, it's almost like the minimum bar that you have to get over as a leader, being able to lead yourself and to set an example for other people. But I think what concerns me sometimes is I think people are satisfied with just setting the example, as opposed to actually doing the hard work of figuring out how to motivate other people, how to create structure for other people, how to communicate a vision to other people. So I would say that the leading by example is the minimum standard of leadership, and you have to take steps above that in order to really be successful at leading.
And what this class is about is building those foundational blocks of building yourself as a leader in order to lead other people.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so throughout this course, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at who humans are kind of accidentally, right? We all do things every day in the world. Where does that behavior come from? What we're going to find is a lot of human behavior actually comes from our subconscious. It's not really decisions that we're making. It's more habits that we have that we just enact over and over and over again. And so we're going to look at what some of those sources of habits are. Everything from your personality to the things that you've learned from the people around you and the culture that you come from, to the way that your mind just fundamentally understands the world around you. And once we understand kind of the automatic things that people do without thinking too much about it, then we're going to think about what are all the skills that I can learn in order to be more intentional and to actually have a vision for myself and grow into that vision of myself. Because if we can do that, then we will be actually preparing ourselves to lead.
Well, awesome, sir. Thank you for your time and good luck NL 110.